What happens when a meteor over Pittsburgh unleashes powers to a select few women? Welcome to Heroineburgh, a bold indie superhero universe where electric shocks, shadow demons, and giant mutant lizards are just a normal part of the day. In this episode, we'll dive into high-stakes battles, secret villain plots, and the real-life Pittsburgh landmarks that set this comic apart. You'll meet the passionate creators bringing these heroines to life from the page to the screen, and uncover how decades of comic book love shaped this one-of-a-kind series. Stick around, because this is where indie comics, superhero action, and local pride collide, and you're not going to want to miss it. Let's dig in. A quiet night in Pittsburgh is shattered when a meteor thunders overhead, releasing dark energy across the city. In the coming days, the city is shocked to learn that this dark energy has mutated the genes of a select few women, giving them extraordinary powers. Some use their powers for good, others for personal gain. A brave band of women form an alliance, the Pittsburgh Heroine League, to combat evil at every turn. This is Heroineburgh. In a cunning scheme, the hypnotic criminal mercenary Mesmera uses the League's powers against them to both ruin their reputation and make some quick cash. Mesmera infiltrates Cybertech and knocks out Sabrina, HR director, who has the ability to produce electric shocks and travel through cyberspace. Mesmera's mission is successful. She gains access to the League's whereabouts and then ambushes Arcana, hypnotizing her to fall asleep and have vivid nightmares of shadow demons. A particularly dangerous dream for Arcana, as she has the power to make shadows tangible. As her dreams become reality, the shadow demons attack innocent citizens at the Cathedral of Learning. Sabrina awakens and alerts the other members of the League. Lunessa, who can turn light beams into solid objects, and Spectrina, who can control the electromagnetic spectrum, combine their powers and destroy the shadow demons, while Etheria, with her powers of teleportation, finds Arcana and wakes her from her slumber. As the team recover, help those in need, and pick up the pieces, Mesmera is pleased with herself for all the damage she's done. Story 2 focuses on Kimberly Chang, a mechanical engineer by day, but by night she uses her extraordinary powers of manipulating magnetic waves as the superheroine Ex Machina. While hard at work on her giant mech robot at Carnegie Mellon University, Kimberly's former assistant turned evildoer Serpenta has decided to test her new serum on an innocent lizard in the university's lab. The results of Serpenta's serum are immediate and deadly. The lizard grows to enormous size and poses a massive threat to all those in the area. Hearing the news, Kimberly slips into her mech and confronts the creature head-on. After going a few rounds with the giant lizard alone, Arctica arrives and uses her freezing ability to ice the creature until a solution can be found to restore him to regular size. Kimberly and Arctica exchange a few flirty words before heading off on their own. Meanwhile, Serpenta and Vaporia reveal their plans to permanently discredit the League by infiltrating the police department. Story continues in issue number 2. This issue and series was written by Manny Theiner. Manny has had a lifelong passion for comics ever since second grade, educating himself on the basics by watching the 60s and 70s DC TV shows like Batman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam. He was fascinated with TV shows like Bionic Woman, Electro Woman, and Dyna Girl, establishing a foundational love for strong female characters. While searching for the latest comics at the newsstands, he naturally gravitated towards comics with prominent female characters, such as Spider-Woman, Black Cat, Dagger, Dazzler, X-Men, She-Hulk, and the new Teen Titans. One special book was Supergirl, which had the backup story Dial H for Hero, featuring Vicky Grant and Chris King. Dial H for Hero inspired him to create many original characters, and soon he was sending them to DC Comics. Not a very proficient artist, Theiner was clever. He would trace the figures of George Perez's Wonder Girl and then place an entirely different costume and backstory onto it, then mail it away to Dial H for Hero. One of the first characters he created was Savannah, the feline fury, who would end up in Heroineburgh many years later. Unfortunately, DC never picked up any of his character creations for print. After rekindling his love for comics in the mid-2010s, Theiner discovered a thriving underground of superheroine video producers, including Night Vale Media's Bill Black of the long-running indie comic Femforce, and even George Perez himself with the Sisterhood of Superheroine series. This quickly led to Theiner creating his own video series, but more on that later. This issue was penciled, colored, and lettered by Benjamin Zeus Barnett. Barnett is an illustrator, playwright, and comic book artist from Pittsburgh. In addition to his numerous illustrations for fantasy and science fiction book covers, he is the creator of the Saturnus Tarot, aka the History of Magic Tarot. Artist Jason Wright designed the cover and overall look of the characters. A graduate of the Kubert School, Wright is a resident of Pittsburgh. Working primarily with DC Comics, Wright has had runs on Sinestro, Batgirl, Secret Six, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and many others. He colored various promotional posters for the Young Justice animated series, and his work on Wonder Woman has appeared in Entertainment Weekly. He also colored crowd-funded campaigns such as Gail Simone's and Jim Califiore's Megalopolis series, and recent 9 Lives comic titles by Shane Davis, including Starlight Cats, Glorious Rex 1 and 2, and the upcoming Anatomic. Marcel Walker designed the back cover pinup for this issue. Walker is mainly known for his comic Hutzpah, Heroes of the Holocaust, published by the Pittsburgh Holocaust Center. Illustrator and painter Wayne Brown is a longtime resident of Pittsburgh, PA. In addition to Heroineburgh, he has drawn 7 issues of Kat Kalamia's Like Father, Like Daughter, a book about a washed-up superhero and his aspiring offspring, 7 issues of Lesbian Zombies from Outer Space for Big Think Productions, and 2 issues of Signed for Wayward Raven Media. He has been working on his own comic title, Killionaire, about an anarchist anti-hero who hunts the rich. Other local artists who have worked on the first 4 issues include Howard Bender and Dandy Don Simpson, creator of Megaton Man. Many locations mentioned in this issue are actual places in and around Pittsburgh. One of those is the Cathedral of Learning. This imposing and awesomely named skyscraper serves as the centerpiece of the University of Pittsburgh main campus in the Oakland neighborhood of Pittsburgh. Standing at 535 feet, the 42-story late Gothic structure is the tallest educational building in the Western Hemisphere and the second tallest university building in the world. Locals and students call it Cathy, and it is a Pittsburgh landmark listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Next is the Cut at CMU, where our giant lizard makes an appearance. The Cut is a stretch of lawn at the university, essentially a large grassy area of the campus. Finally, we have the Hamerschlag Hall, a centerpiece and symbol of Carnegie Mellon University. It was named for the first president of the Carnegie Technical Schools, Arthur Hamerschlag. This indie comic comes with its own web-based video series, which began in 2016 when creator Manny Theiner partnered with Pittsburgh Filmmakers, an educational institution for filmmaking. Using their lights, cameras, and other filmmaking tools, Theiner began filming what would eventually become episode 1 of Heroineburgh, his love letter to the powerful feminine superhero from his childhood. 3 seasons later, Heroineburgh is currently the only narrative, live-action, PG-13 superhero series in North America produced outside the streaming format. The Heroineburgh team also creates custom mini-episodes for fans, essentially allowing fans to create characters on paper for the video series team to bring to life. It was during the making of episode 7 that the concept of working on an actual comic book came together. Using local talent who include some of the actors on the series, the Heroineburgh comic was launched in 2019. Issue number 5 will be out soon. The video series' distinctive theme song was written by Manny Theiner. Originally written in the 1980s about a classmate, the song has been repurposed and rewritten to incorporate themes from the series. The music was recreated and produced by Jay Dowling, and the lyrics were sung by Mitch Cricket, a singer and cellist who is in the local band Middle Children with Jay. Heroineburgh is part of the larger Comicsburgh Collective, which currently has 6 publishers with lots of comic books spanning fantasy, sci-fi, horror, superheroes, and humor. Some of those titles are The Edge, Beowulf, Theme of Thieves, Dr. Carrots, and Trillion. The actors from Heroineburgh often appear at conventions in and around the Pittsburgh area. They host episode premieres at local movie theaters and entertainment venues, and have participated in workshops and panels about comic creation. The team presented a live music concert at a small nightclub where some of the heroines, who happen to be talented musicians, fronted their bands in costume. 1 part sexy and 2 parts strong, the characters and scenarios from both Heroineburgh comic and video series are truly a love letter to the genre. Manny Theiner and his team of talented locals are taking their passion for comics to the next level, and their hard work and dedication shines through. World building a connected universe between 2 mediums is no easy task, just ask Marvel and DC. The team's pride in their city and their involvement in local events showcases not just a love for the genre, but for the fans too. In a world full of $300 million blockbusters, be a Heroineburgh instead. Let your geek flag fly. So where can you, mere mortals, pick up this indie comic? Issues 1 through 4 are available at heroineburgh.com or at many local comic shops in Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, Texas, or many other states across the USA. Head on over to your local comic shop and ask for Heroineburgh. Speaking of a local comic shop, this week's location was recommended to me by Manny Theiner himself. He highly recommends you check out New Dimension Comics, located at 650 Waterfront Drive in Homestead, just outside of Pittsburgh, or you can check them out at ndcomics.com. That's the world of Heroineburgh, a place where Pittsburgh's skyline is a battleground, villains never rest, and heroines rise to meet every challenge. From the minds of passionate creators to the streets, landmarks, and culture that inspire them, this indie universe proves that great superhero stories aren't just born in New York or LA. If you love diving into this issue, there's a whole world waiting for you in the pages of the live-action series. And hey, if you want more deep dives into comics like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Share this with your fellow comic fans, drop a comment with your favorite Heroineburgh moment, and I'll see you next time. Meanwhile, remember to read the freaking comics.